नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, seventh chapter, scheduled incarnations with specific functions. Text number 7 onwards. Kamam dahanti kritino nanu rosha drishtya rosham dahantam uttena dahanti asayam soayam yadantaramalam pravishan bibeti kamaha katham no punarasya manah shreta. Great stalwarts like Lord Shiva can, by their wrathful glances, overcome lust and vanquish him. Yet they cannot be free from the overwhelming effects of their own wrath. Such wrath can never enter into the heart of him, the Lord, who is above all this. So how can lust take shelter in his mind? So Lord Brahma, like in the previous verse, we were talking about the Lord, but the Nar Narayan was doing tapasya, and Cupid or Kamdev himself went there, but he could not attract them. So now he's talking about Lord Shiva. He said Lord Shiva also could not be conquered by Kamdev. In fact, Kamdev went and he disturbed Lord Shiva when he was doing his tapasya, and Lord Shiva just opened his third eye and burned him to ashes. And once he was burned to ashes, then again it was a problem because he's one of the uh, main persons in the creation of Brahmaji. And Lord Shiva burnt him before the end of the day of Brahmaji. So they all went to Brahmaji, all the demigods. So Kamdev is gone. So how the creation will go on? Then Brahmaji gave him, or Brahmaji gave, or the Lord himself gave him a subtle body. He said, you cannot have a gross body now because that is burned by Lord Shiva, but you have a subtle body. So he is called Ananga. Ananga means who doesn't have an anga, who doesn't have a body. But even in the subtle body, he's pretty powerful. Purport. When Lord Shiva was engaged in severely austere meditation, Cupid, the demigod of lust, threw his arrow of sex desire. Lord Shiva, thus being angry at him, glanced at Cupid in great wrath, and at once the body of Cupid was annihilated. So what Brahmaji is saying that even Lord Shiva could not be conquered by Cupid, but he was conquered by his own wrath, own anger. But Lord Vishnu himself, Lord Krishna, he doesn't even get angry. That's how supreme he is. Although Lord Shiva was so powerful, he was unable to get free from the effects of such a wrath. But in the behavior of Lord Vishnu, there is no incident of such wrath at any time. On the contrary, Bhrigu Muni tested the tolerance of the Lord by purposely kicking his chest. But instead of being angry at Bhrigu Muni, the Lord begged his pardon, saying that Bhrigu Muni's leg might have been badly hurt because his chest is too hard. So there was another incident. All the Munis got together and they were discussing based on scriptures who is supreme, Brahma, Vishnu, or Mahesh. So then they all decided one who doesn't get angry, he is the supreme, means he's beyond all the three modes. So Bhrigu Muni was asked to go and test. So Bhrigu Muni is son of Brahmaji. So first he went to Brahmaloka. So there he committed an offense in his mind on. Like Brahmaji, when he went to see Brahmaji, Brahmaji is his father, so he did not even pay respects. So, so that was an offense, and so he did not wear it. So Brahmaji got little angry at Bhrigu. What kind of uh, stubborn and obstinate boy he is? But then he let him go. Okay, okay, he must be thinking something. So, but Brahmaji got angry, and Bhrigu Muni noticed that, and he went to Kailash. So at Kailash, he wanted to go do a little bit more offense. So in by first he committed offense by his mind, now he committed by his voice, Vani. So when he went to Kailash, Shivji saw Bhrigumuni coming, and Shivji got up from his asana, and he wanted to embrace Bhrigumuni. He went forward, and Bhrigumuni, he just like, you stay away from me, Shiva, you stay away. What is this? You're dirty, you don't take bath, your body is covered with ashes, and you have all these snakes on your body, and you want to touch me? I'm completely clean. I've taken bath. So don't come near me. You're an unclean person. So Shivji, when he heard all this from Bhrigu Muni, he got very angry and he picked up his Trishul and he wanted to kill Bhrigu Muni. And Parvati came, no, 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 he's your younger brother. Don't kill him. It's okay. You just forgive him. So Shivji forgave him and Bhrigu Muni left from there and he said, this also cannot be supreme because he got so angry. So Bhrigu Muni from there went to Vaikuntha or uh, Kshirsagar, where Lord Kshirodaksha Vishnu was lying down. And he went to Kshirsagar, he went to the place where Lord Vishnu was lying down on the Sheshnag, and Lakshmi Ji was massaging his lotus feet. And Bhrigu Muni went to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu was lying down, and Bhrigu Muni now wanted to do another offense by the body now. It's even more worse. So he just kicked Lord Vishnu on his chest with full force. And he said, what is this? You're lazy? You're always lying down and sleeping? I have come here. You didn't even have courtesy to get up and receive me? And Lord Vishnu woke up and like Prabhupada writing here, and he very politely he begged for forgiveness. Oh, I didn't see you coming, and your foot must have been hurt by hitting me on chest because my chest is like a solid rock. It's very hard, and your feet are very soft. So let me massage your feet. And Bhrigu Muni, he got so ashamed and he understood the Supreme Lord is Lord Vishnu because he didn't get angry at all. And rather he was trying to serve Bhrigu Muni. So this is what Prabhupada is writing. So as a mark of tolerance and respect towards Brahmins, Lord Vishnu always on his right side chest on the right chest he always bears the mark of lotus feet of lotus feet of Bhrigu Muni. So it's called Bhrigupad. So any deity of Lord Vishnu will always have this lotus feet mark on the right chest. So Bhrigu Muni left, but Lakshmi Ji, she got angry at Bhrigu Muni because the chest is the resting place of Lakshmi Ji. As a Shri Vatsa, she is there as a golden line on the chest of Lord Vishnu. So she got upset, she got offended. And moreover, another offense was how dare he hit my Lord with his feet. So she cursed the Brahmins, all the Brahmin community. She said, I will never show my favor to all the Brahmins, to any Brahmin community from now on. So that's why all the Brahmins are always poor. Of course, Bhrigu Muni also, he heard that and it was like a counter curse that, okay, you won't be at Brahman's place, but Lakshmi ji, you will be Chanchala. You won't stay at one place for too long. So that's why she is Chanchala. She cannot stay in one family for too long. But anyway, this is all pastimes of the Lord and the devotees. But we have to see Krishna's or Lord Vishnu's um, dealing with Bhrigu Muni. The Lord has a sign of foot of Bhrigupad as a mark of tolerance. The Lord, therefore, is never affected by any kind of wrath. So how can there be any place for lust, which is less strong than wrath? So like we know from Bhagavad Gita, from lust, when lust is not fulfilled, it becomes wrath. So wrath is stronger than lust. So if wrath is not there, then how can lust be there? When lust or desire is not fulfilled, there is appearance of wrath. But in the absence of wrath, how can there be any place of lust? The Lord is known as Aptakama, or one who can fulfill his desires by himself. He does not require anyone's help to satisfy his desires. The Lord is unlimited, and therefore his desires are also unlimited. All living entities but the Lord are limited in every respect. How then can the limited satisfy the desires of the unlimited? The conclusion is that the absolute personality of Godhead has neither lust nor anger. And even if there is sometimes a show of lust and anger by the absolute, it should be considered an absolute benediction. So sometimes the Lord shows lust and anger, but there's nothing, it's all his pastimes. He's never ever affected by lust or anger. Never. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, when we are studying all these wonderful qualities that Krishna is speaking of in 13th chapter. So basically it says that any self-realized soul or any person who is spiritually advanced, he will have these qualities. So when the person who is spiritually advanced, he cannot have anger, or he doesn't have lust or anger. So how can the Supreme Lord himself, who is the goal of every spiritually advanced person, how can he have lust or anger? There is no way. So when one tries to make advancement, these things are gone. All these material problems, they're gone. So how can the Supreme Lord have any even tinge of lust and anger? No way. Text 8. Viddha sapatni udit patri bhiranti ragyo balo api san upagatas tapase vanani tasmadad dhruvgatim grinate prasanno divya stuvanti manyo yadubdharyas tata. Being insulted by sharp words spoken by the co-wife of the king, even in his presence, Prince Dhruva, though only a boy, took to severe penances in the forest, and the Lord, being satisfied by his prayer, awarded him the Dhruva planet, which is worshipped by great sages, both upward and downward. So Dhruv Maharaj, another, we can consider, he's a Shakti Avishakta. He's not the Lord himself, but he's a Shakti. He's got the special potency of, which is called determination. He was very much fixed up. So Dhruva, of course, the story will appear in the later cantos in detail. So here, just a synopsis is given. When he was only 5 years old, Prince Dhruva, a great devotee and the son of Maharaj Uttanpad, was sitting on the lap of his father. His stepmother did not like the king's patting her stepson. So she dragged him out, saying that he could not claim to sit on the lap of the king because he was not born out of her womb. Because she, her name was Suruchi. Suruchi was king, like King Uttanpad had two wives, Suniti and Suruchi. So Suruchi was the stepmother of Dhruv Maharaj. And she was very dear to the king. And Suniti wasn't. So Dhruv Maharaj, he saw his brother Uttam. Uttam was son of Suruchi, being sitting on the lap of the father. And just a little boy, he also wanted to sit. But Suruchi, she was so envious, and she just dragged him off the lap, and King Uttanpa didn't say anything. He was so henpecked, husband. And she basically told Dhruv Maharaj to die because she said, if you want to sit on your father's lap, you have to take birth from my womb. She was very proud of being close or being favored by King Uttanpa. The little boy felt insulted by this act of his stepmother. Nor did his father make any protest, for he was too attached to his second wife. After this incident, Prince Dhruva went to his own mother, Suniti, and complained. His real mother also could not take any step against the insulting behavior, and so she wept. The boy inquired from his mother how he could sit on the royal throne of his father. Now, they see this in Kali Yuga. We say, "Oh, I'm Brahman and I'm Kshatriya and I'm Vaishya and of course nobody claims it's to be Shudra." But that's Kali Yuga. We are not real Kshatriyas or Brahmins or Vaishyas. Look at this Dhruv boy, 5 years old. He got so insulted by his mother because of Kshatriya spirit. This is Kshatriya blood. 5-year-old boy, and that too. This is a story of Satyuga, where people used to live for 100,000 years, and in that 100,000 years, if somebody is 5 years old only, so that is like in our 100 years, if somebody is 5 months old, or maybe less than that. So Dhruv Maharaj, he got so insulted. And when we read the story, you will see that when he came back to see his mother, I mean, he was literally crying and his lips were quivering and he was so angry at his stepmother and his father. And what he asked, that how can I have the royal throne of my father? So nobody could insult him again. Nobody could even dare to insult him again. That's Kshatriya blood and that is determination. And poor queen replied that only the Lord could help him. And the boy asked, where can I find the Lord? And his mother said, well, he is sometimes seen by great sages in the forest. So he immediately left for the forest. I mean, if you have a 5-year-old boy or girl these days, if he is angry, okay, we pacify him, give him something and he gets pacified. No big deal. But this is Dhruv Maharaj. So immediately the child prince decided to go to the forest to perform severe penances in order to achieve this objective. That is, he was like, okay, I'll go and see the Lord and ask him for a throne. And not only throne, he asked, he was going to perform austerities and asked the Lord to give him a throne better than even Brahmaji's kingdom. He said, why stop at Uttanpad? Oh, Brahmaji is Uttanpad's father. So he was like, why have only kingdom better than my father? Why not have kingdom better than my grandfather? If you're going to do it, might as well just go for the best thing. And see, and he was so determined. He left his palace, 5-year-old, alone, and he started towards the forest. Seeing his determination, Lord Vishnu sent Narad Muni. So this is where Prabhupada also writes that if one is fixed up or one is serious about making progress, about finding the Lord, about achieving the Lord himself arranges for a spiritual master. So the Lord sent him Narad Muni. Narad Muni met Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj was still angry. He was on the way to the forest and he was really angry, shivering with anger. And Narad Muni tried to pacify him. Oh, these things happen. You're a little boy. Just go back. If you want, I'll talk to your father, Uttanpad, and he'll let you sit on his lap. What's the big deal? In this age, there is no such thing as honor and dishonor. Don't worry about all this. And Dhruv Maharaj was so determined, and he told Narad Muni, can you imagine, 5-year-old boy, he told Narad Muni, if you can help me in finding the Lord, please talk to me, otherwise go away. Basically, in these terms, of course, not that bad way he talked to Narad Muni, but basically he told him to go away, don't bother me if you're not going to help. So Narad Muni understood that this boy is serious. Then he gave him. That's what Prabhupada says. Prince Dhruva performed a stringent type of penance under the instruction of his spiritual master, Sri Narad Muni, who was specifically deputed for this purpose by the personality of Godhead. Prince Dhruva was initiated by Narad into chanting the hymn proposed of 18 letters, namely Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And Lord Vasudev incarnated himself as Prishni Garbha, the personality of Godhead with 4 hands, and awarded the prince a specific planet above the 7 stars. So Dhruv Maharaj, actually he went to Mathura to do this tapasya. And he did the tapasya for, how long? Only for 6 months. That's it. But his tapasya, his penance was so severe, so severe. Even in only 6 months, the Lord appeared in front of him. And it's also said somewhere, I read that the last month of his tapasya, when he was in Vrindavan or Mathura, the last month was of the month of Kartik. So that's why his tapasya bore so much of results. In fact, if you ever go to Mathura, where the Vishram Ghat is, so Dhruv Maharaj, very close to Vishram Ghat, a little bit walk further down, there is a Dhruv Tila. There's a place called Dhruv Tila. So it is said that is a place where he used to sit and do his meditation. And now it is known as Dhruv Tila. So every day he would come, take bath in the Yamuna, and then go back and do his meditation, tapasya, and he literally didn't eat anything for 6 months, basically. And he did tapasya. So, when the Lord appeared, what happened? He was doing tapasya because Satyagraha, the process was to meditate. So he was meditating on the Lord in his heart. So all of a sudden, he saw the Lord disappeared from his heart. He could not meditate, could not concentrate on the Lord. So out of bewilderment, he opened his eyes and he saw the Lord standing right in front of him. So he got the darshan, and then Lord's mercy, and because he was a little boy, he could not even speak properly, glorifying the Lord. So Lord mercifully touched his conch shell on the head of Dhruv Maharaj. And then Dhruv Maharaj narrated wonderful prayers to the Lord. And in the end, Lord asked him, what do you want? So by now, just seeing the Lord face to face, all his consciousness was purified. All the material desires are gone. And he said, actually, I was looking for broken pieces of glass, but now I found the real diamond, so I don't need those broken pieces of glass. But the Lord said, no, you had the desire of having a kingdom better than your grandfather. So I'll give you that. But at the same time, you will not forget me even for a second. And when you leave your body, you'll come back to my spiritual planet or Vaikuntha planet. So Dhruv Maharaj got both his desires fulfilled, spiritual and material. So this is the story in a nutshell. Prince Dhruva, after achieving success in his undertakings, saw the Lord face to face, and he was satisfied that all his needs were fulfilled. The planet awarded to Prince Dhruv Maharaj is a fixed Vaikuntha planet installed in the material atmosphere by the will of the Supreme Lord, Vasudeva. This planet, although within the material world, will not be annihilated at the time of devastation, but will remain fixed in its place And because it's a Vaikuntha planet, never to be annihilated, it is worshipped even by the denizens of the seven stars situated below the Dhruv planet, as well as by the planets which are even above the Dhruva planet. Maharishi Bhagavad planet is situated above the Dhruv planet. So physically it is situated above, but Dhruv's planet is spiritual, and all of the planets are material. So this Dhruv planet, which is also called polar star, or Dhruv Tara, we call it. So that's up in the sky. It's right next to all these seven sages, seven stars we look at in the clear night. We can see. So the Lord incarnated Himself as Prishni Garbha, just to satisfy a pure devotee of the Lord. So this is the Leela of the Lord Prishni Garbha. So the incarnation was Prishni Garbha. And Prince Dhruva achieved this perfection simply by chanting the hymn mentioned above, after being initiated by another pure devotee, Narad. A serious personality can thus achieve the highest perfection of meeting the Lord and attain his objective simply by being guided by a pure devotee, who automatically approaches by dint of one's serious determination to meet the Lord by all means. So when one is serious, he is approached by a pure devotee, and then the pure devotee guides him how to achieve the Lord. The description of Prince Dhruva's activities can be read in detail in the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions, comments?
Krishna Prabhuji, then I'll
Hare
do
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada.
Hare
So
Krishna.
Prabhuji, which yuga was this? Because if Brahma was the grandfather of Lord Dhruva, so that means even in that yuga, we had these like, I'm not trying to articulate correctly, but what I wanted to understand is that if the kid was deprived of father's love, so which yuga was it? I just wanted to know, Prabhuji.
It was Satyuga because Dhruv Maharaj ruled on that planet for 30,000 years.
Okay.
So only if he could live for 100,000, then he could rule 30,000 years.
So that means, Prabhuji, in whichever yuga we are in, so in Kali Yuga, it is very, very like negative vices, but otherwise
Yeah.
the issues will always be there because we are in material world.
Yeah. Like in Satyuga only, when Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj story, that was in Satyuga. So how come Hiranyakashipu got so much against his own son?
Yes.
Treta Yuga, Lord Ram, we know the story of Manthra and Kaikeyi and all the politics and the plotting against Ram.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
But these activities were like, okay, very rarely happening. Now it's every time, all the time it's happening in Kali Yuga.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for explaining.
Okay, thank you, Mata. So I guess we can stop here. You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Jai Shri
Hare